A high-level monk mode, the type that allows you to work in solitude and come back at a higher level, isn't about this grind set energy in solitude with some fancy routines. All these gurus and creators are luring you in with these optics, tapping into that masculine urge to isolate yourself and to go villain mode for a few months. But this will just cost you a lot of time and energy and social connection, let's not forget, while you aren't doing what these high-level creators and entrepreneurs are actually doing. Because let's zoom out, what's the real goal here? What would identify a successful monk mode? That means making a jump in income, it means having more space in your calendar, and it means growing as a man in the process. Working really hard and focusing on your business in solitude with some fancy routines will not achieve these goals. You just work really hard and then anti-phase having to continue working really hard. Instead of giving you a fancy sounding monk mode protocol, I'm gonna give you a blueprint for you to craft your own monk mode that will make sure that you actually come back at a higher level. Of course, why listen to me? I've done very poor ones that just put me in solitude without good reason, and outstanding ones that really bought back my time and freedom. I've learned from a friend of mine who went to Iman Gaji's monk mode, and I organize my own monk modes exclusive to the community that I run. So with all that experience, let me tell you how you can craft a monk mode that will change your life in a way that doesn't burn you out and put you in solitude without good reason. Because listen man, this masculine urge to go villain mode is a real thing, and so it really needs to be worth it, man. And this is how you make it pay you back. So let's talk about the principle of a successful monk mode. You should see it as a period of focused effort where you push up a boulder up a mountain, allowing you to push it over the tipping point, creating this momentum where you can sit back and enjoy the fruits of your labor. That is the kind of energy distribution that identifies a successful monk mode. And that's the type that we're going to craft for you. So an incorrect example is the standard example, where we focus on the routines that we're going to implement, and most of all, we focus on the results. Let's say you want to make 30K in 3 months. Then focusing on making that 30K will put you in this gainer attitude. This is an ego-based state that focuses on results. If we focus on results, then we need validation. Results and validation aren't within your control. So effectively, we are focusing on something that we cannot control. You can put all your effort towards making that magical 30K in those 3 months. And you could actually get there, but then realize after that period of time that you're gonna have to continue that kind of input. So what we wanna do, and the correct way to run a monk mode, is to activate builder mode. Builder mode is a purpose-driven state that focuses on progress. Instead of focusing on the immediate gains and results and that magical amount of money at the end of the period, we're actually going to place our awareness on the systems that will bring that to us. Rather than focusing on the gains, we focus on building the structure needed to get those results naturally, making this period of focused effort something that actually created a leap in your life, rather than just having exerted a lot of energy. So if we have this builder attitude, that means that with our awareness now on the ending point and what we have built there, it means that everything that happens in between, the results, the validation, everything, is just an occurrence. It is just a part of the emerging story of us getting to where we want to be. Even if the results are negative, without any attachment, any of the ups and downs that I'm experiencing right now is apparently just the story of me getting there. So with that principle of energy distribution and the builder attitude that is required for a successful monk mode, let's now go through the 6 steps to craft your high-level monk mode that will absolutely, if you stick to it, change your life. Step 1, very simple and easy, choose the time period. I'm going to go along with you through this example to illustrate every part of it, so let's choose 3 months. Second is choosing the one thing, the one objective where all the lines of effort will focus towards. Let's say that you're running a coaching business and the absolute objective for this 3-month period is to reach 10K a month. Now step 3, with that objective in mind, create the metrics that would signal to you that you've made it to that 10K a month mark. So with your coaching business here, those metrics could be: increase your booked calls to 20 per month. Increase your average viewer duration and click-through rate with 2%, creating more traffic to go into the funnel. Increase your closing rate from 50% to 60%. These are definitive metrics as a simple cause and effect that you have gotten to 10K a month. Now that we have clear metrics to focus on, we're already slowly shifting into that builder mode. Our attention moves away from that neediness to get a certain amount of money, and it's slowly becoming something tangible that we can focus on instead. Right? So with those clear metrics, we can move to step 4, which is to create the systems needed for you to achieve those metrics, which begins with the questions: what are the levers that you have to achieve that objective? Then if we identify what our levers are, we can build systems for it that achieve the results that we're looking for. For example, for this coaching business that needs to go to 10K a month, we want to increase the amount of calls that we book, so a system with leverage to achieve that would be to reduce the friction in our current funnel. We'll have a look at the current funnel and see how we can improve it. Another lever to achieve that higher viewer duration and click-through rate would be a new content writing system. You start a new system where you put more time and effort into the script writing phase and then follow clear steps, a system for you to translate that script into content for all social media. And lastly, we could increase the closing rate by focusing on a new email sequence that would prime those leads better for the sales call. Tangible systems that you can see in your mind that will lead to you making those metrics, where those metrics will then lead to you making the objective. And so at this point, notice that in this monk mode, you are focusing on systems to build that will bring you leverage instead of you exerting mindless energy to get that shiny object or that shiny amount of money. So not only is that incredibly effective, it also puts away that attachment we have towards money. It gives you a new, clear object to focus on every single day. So after these 4 steps, you have a clear time frame. You have a clear objective for that time frame, the metrics that you will be focusing on during that time frame, and you have the current systems that you can start building right now. This makes it so that there is no confusion, and a successful monk mode starts with exactly that clarity and direction. Step 5, your personal growth and time. And here's where a lot of men make mistakes as a result of these fancy guru monk mode protocol videos. Something that was such a vital lesson for me to learn is that self-improvement and personal growth actually is more so a result of you achieving the big goals in your life, and not at all actually a result of the self-improvement routines you have. If you were to get to that 10K a month point with your coaching business in the next 3 months, you will have grown in a very organic fashion, much more so than if you would have focused on a lot of self-improvement routine. Your personal growth as a man lies within the achievement of the objective for this monk mode. Your life changes when you reach a new intersection between your input and output, not when you have done X amount of ice baths. It is a condensed period of effort that allows you to then live more freely. Self-improvement in a monk mode has one simple task, which is to serve you in getting to your objective. That's it. So ask yourself these questions. What current self-improvement routines that you have are supporting you in getting that objective at the end of the coming 3 months? And also write down the ones that are not directly supporting you. Now, for example, going to the gym every day is a direct way for me to deliver better work. And I notice that when I do not go to the gym on a single day, I can sense it in my confidence and energy levels, and that directly affects my ability to get the objective. So the gym, for that reason, stays in it. Intermittent fasting, for me, rather than a self-improvement tool, is literally a tool that allows me to work longer and work more focused, because when I eat, I have this dip of energy. Then do the same for your hobbies. For example, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu could be a strain of your focused effort for this monk mode. Because remember, we're pushing a boulder up a mountain. All our mental capacity that we receive, all the inspiration, the creative ideas we get under the shower, all of it should be going towards that objective. And Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a hobby that I've had to sacrifice a few times for these monk modes. And then lastly, and this requires a little bit more awareness, I want you to look at your day-to-day routines and patterns of behavior. and to spot the activities in your day that are wasting time. I'm also talking about the activities in your work that have zero leverage, and so that are not helping us build these systems. For example, for a long period of time, I struggled with perfectionism in my writing. So I would easily spend 2-3 hours making a script, maybe 1% better or worse, who knows, spending 2 to 3 hours on that. And I had to deal with that perfectionism. Absolutely ridiculous strains on my time, causing me to waste hours every single day. And you would be surprised that if you find those patterns in your behavior, that you can get 3 times as much done every single day. So that is the third question. From a helicopter view, look at how your character, how it operates, where it gets stuck. And I want you to become very mindful of that and just write it down as we go into this monk mode. That brings us to the last step. And that is, if you are really serious about making it to that objective, get on semen retention. This is monk mode and it's not monkey mode, right? We shouldn't be trashing our dopamine system every fucking day, looking at porn, creating this dopamine shot that equals a small bump of cocaine. You need to become accustomed and fully aligned with your desire. First of all, to get rid of that behavior to trash your dopamine system, but secondly, the desire, the focused desire that you will not be wasting now through semen retention. You will be able to integrate that desire to make it a sure fucking fact that you're gonna make the objective. And I'm not even kidding. Using the sexual energy you built on semen retention, transmute that into the image of you already being in possession of that 10K a month, of the objective that you have in mind. Make that image so goddamn clear and start every single day of yours with just 2 minutes of visualization. And I know some of you still might think this is woo-woo kind of voodoo stuff, but what's happening here is actually very simple. When you have something in your mind that you continue to repeat, it becomes like a certainty, which makes it so that your mind will simply hand you the instructions of what to give in return for that. That's how it works. It's not some magical stuff. It's just that this image is so expected and so certain to happen that your mind is just going to construct the reality and construct the ideas necessary for you to get there. If you're going to try and set a new personal record on your bench, visualize and believe that you're not going to make it, then you're absolutely not going to make it. If we think of these examples, then people say, yeah, that makes sense. But if we turn it around into something positive, then suddenly it often is magical voodoo stuff. So I hope you're beyond that. I hope you understand the power of your belief and visualization. And that's why this 6th step is not a bonus. It is absolutely the last step of this. Use the clarity that you have ahead and the clarity about that objective. Use that clarity to make it so absolutely certain that you're going to get it. And use semen retention to funnel the desire into that. You will not be disappointed. So that is the system that I use for my own monk modes. Of course, when you do monk modes together with a group of entrepreneurs that share a similar vision. For example, in my case, we do this with coaches, consultants, educators in the digital economy. You create an atmosphere where we don't only leverage this system, but you also get to cross-pollinate. You share each other's networks, skills, experiences, expertise, and you create this mastermind where you have 8 brains connected to each other rather than one. Creates an insane quantum leap in your business. At the point of making this video, there's still a few spots for this next monk mode in July. It will be in Malta, a beautiful location. And if you want to learn more about that and for you to register, then just join my community for free. And in there you will find all the information you need and also the ability to talk to me directly in case you were interested. All right, take care of yourself and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.